Hey guys, it's time to talk to you regarding the brilliant service that is Anchor.fm. It's a free podcast hoster that gives you access to creating your very own podcast. You can download for free on your phone, tablet, and computer, and you can create and edit directly from your device. And the best part, you can make money. We all want money. Anchor.fm or the Anchor app on your mobile device.
The fuck is that?
This is Bleje Talks.
I like it.
Depression. It's one of those things that a lot of teens and a lot of young adults live with, and something we really shouldn't avoid. With that being said, here's how we avoid it. Welcome to the first ever episode of Bleje Talks, a podcast hosted by your very own Jonathan. You can follow me on Twitter at Johnny2Martinez. My very first guest today is none other than the man, the myth, the legend, El Presidente, Braulio, who you can find him on Instagram at Braulio Olivares Lopez. How you doing, Braulio?
Pretty good, man. How are you, dude?
I'm good. How's your morning been?
My morning's been great.
It's actually afternoon now, but it's morning. We came from the morning.
Oh yeah, I mean it just turned noon, so I woke up today, feeling kind of good about myself. So that's fun.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like lately I've been so at peace with myself, considering I had like depression for so long and anxiety. I still have anxiety, but it's not like to the point where it cripples me.
I feel like a lot of people have. I mean, I have it for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
you don't need to ask me. How was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend, Saturday, Friday I met up with you and a couple other buddies, and we made some music.
That's correct. When was that? Friday?
Yeah, it was Friday. And Saturday, I didn't really do much. I don't really care for Saturdays because I don't work.
What'd you think about the Friday? Do you think we took up all the space needed and worked as hard as we could?
I think some people should get to writing faster before.
Who is some people?
Like my boy DA.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Part 2, actually.
No, I think just DA.
No, I think part 2. I think all of them need to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, I do too, obviously, but that's why I say it, because I know from experience.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I did barely anything. I went to, obviously, the thing on Friday, and then Saturday.
I was going to ask what thing on Friday. I have short-term memory loss, I feel.
I went to the thing on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, I was literally trying to set this up.
Yeah,
so
you
this up, I was on my computer, and then yesterday, I had a speech to work on for today's my class in the morning. Okay, which I did in like.
Do you only have one class today?
Yeah, that's why I got here so quick.
Same.
But this is the main thing, just like researching, learning how to use all this stuff right here in front of us. If you guys don't know, all the audio interface, mic stuff. I'm very new to it, so yeah.
It's actually a great setup too. It's very nice.
Thank you. It doesn't look the prettiest yet, but it will.
Yeah.
But it's nice gear. It's nice gear. Good price too. So basically, I'm going to talk to you and the viewers about how we try to. The listeners.
Yeah, because
it could be a viewer if it's on YouTube.
Okay, well, people will listen to it.
Wanker.
Okay.
So basically, a lot of teens, a lot of young adults,
like most people.
So, most people, but they
don't know it a lot.
But this generation is like filled with people who are overcome with
for sure.
With depression, anxiety. A lot of people take I was reading some stats on the Pew Research Center that 70% of teens say that depression and anxiety is the biggest problem they see among their friends. Okay. So that is ahead of bullying, alcohol, drug addiction,
being poor.
It's all above that. So I find that quite. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see that like 20 years ago.
Yeah, they would have been like, yeah.
So basically, I just wanted to ask you tell us your story. Basically, how did you ever like first find out like, oh, I'm like depressed? You know, how did it? It doesn't just pop up in your head. It's
No,
like, it's a string of things.
Yeah, it's
So
like
how did that happen to you?
well, like the first, like I've always been like a people person, so I like being around people. But I noticed when I was
I
like,
second that. You definitely are.
yeah, so like being around people definitely gives me a bunch of energy, because I'm an extrovert, like a deep extrovert. But when I was alone, I'd feel very lonely, and not to the point where it's just like, oh, I'm lonely, like I'm bored. It was like I'm lonely and I'm very sad because I'm lonely. And I feel like I started to notice that around like middle school, like 7th or 8th grade.
Really?
And yeah, and because like you see, I don't know, and then for me it was the depression where you get angry at people. Like I was very angry with the world.
Like snappy, angry at people. Like you get. Or
no, it was just like bitter, where I'd see people and I was just mad like that they were happy and I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Like why are they happy? And then I started realizing, it's not them, it's me.
It's me, yeah.
And so it was mostly throughout high school where I learned to deal with it, and it ended up being less bitter to people, and more appreciative of people.
Right.
Because especially if you notice, like before junior year, like around my presidential run quotation mark.
For those who don't know, Braulio was a senior class president 2017, and he was running. You were running for a junior year, though, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
And so before that, I always felt like I was kind of weird and like awkward, and like people would see me as just that weird kid that was funny. But around that time, I started gaining more confidence in myself. And for sure, like you can tell there was a major difference in the way I carried myself. I was way more confident. I was cocky, and like my depression didn't hold me back for a bit. It was just like people would say like, this guy's, how do you have so much confidence? And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. And
I think I was one of those people that asked you. I was like, how do you, because I was struggling with it, which we'll get to, but I was struggling with it. And I saw you who who I know has their issues. Like it's very obvious, obviously. And I was like, how is this guy so fucking happy? How is he so cheery? And it's like, well, he's not.
Yeah.
Like he's not. But I mean, it's just, he does it very well. And that's when I think I got closer to you. At that point when we started talking about how we actually like felt about life and shit. Yeah, personal life.
No, yeah. I mean, like you were saying, like, I mean, I've always been open about my problems and issues with people. Because I always like being open. I feel like most people aren't open enough. Does that make sense?
Right.
I mean, nowadays I'm more reserved to myself, but it's because I used to be way too open. Right. Like I'd let people know of every single detail of my life, which isn't good.
It's not good. I mean, it also depends on people you tell.
Yeah. That's exactly. Like, no, but I'd say like everything. Like I mentioned everything. Random people I don't know.
Random thought that went in your head. You just said it.
Yeah, I mean, I still kind of do. I still blurt out stupid things
from
time to time, but that's just who I am. But yeah, like after high school too, I struggled a bit. Because you have all these friends in high school, and like I said, I was running that class president thing, so I met a lot of people, and people I thought were my friends, and I had Avid,
right. Which I got kicked out of. We won't talk about that though.
Okay. That's my boy Gibbs though.
Shut up.
And don't worry, Park got kicked out too, and we love them. No, but right after high school, you know how everyone graduates, everyone goes separate ways,
right?
And like less people want to hang out or like can hang out, and I didn't really connect that. It took me a while to realize like we're all busy, we all got stuff to do, and I mean for me the most important people that make me happy, stuck by me the most, like you, Jose, Christian, Guillermo, Da, Par, everybody, and like C's, like our soccer squad,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, people that you would see
the little
at
mini
Dia's
quad,
house.
the mini quad,
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, no, like people like that, and so I realized I don't need the attention of a million people. I just need attention of my little group.
What do you say? What would you say has shifted? So basically, like you said, you reached your peak maybe like senior year, or what year would you say you got like super sad?
Super sad?
Yeah.
Junior year, like before my presidential run thing.
Before your presidential run.
Yeah.
So what caused it to either peak or slope down?
Like slowly spiral. So it was around the time of soccer tryouts. I thought maybe playing soccer because I loved soccer. I thought it would be like something that would bring me enjoyment. Around the time I was talking to a girl. And I'll skip the story because I said it multiple times.
Right.
But and let's just say she made me feel like crap.
Okay.
And she always made it that our problems or like she'd make me basically think of myself because I would have problems and I would mention it to her and she'd say like, oh, you think that, like, she's like, that's it, you know, kind of person, like, you know, my problems are worse.
Almost like a parent.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, basically, like she would say just because she was,
It's like
she had it worse.
You've never gone through, or you've
yeah,
never,
like since she had it worse, my problems were
These
non-existent.
are the worst type of people.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, and I used to like tell myself like, that's, you know, like she's kind of right, but it's not. It's not
She's
true.
right in the way, but at the same time, it makes you seem like you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like even the smallest problem, if you're having one, like it doesn't matter that someone else has worse problems. You still gotta acknowledge it's a problem, you know.
Right.
And then so you know around this time too, like I wasn't failing history, but I was in risk of failing IB history, or honors, whatever the fuck.
You
it's
had to
called.
throw IB in there, didn't you?
I got to show off. I told you I was cocky. Come on,
fair
Jordan.
enough.
No, but
Fair enough.
my book hadn't come in until like 2 months later, so I was missing 2 months of homework.
Mm.
And around the third day of tryouts, everyone called me a pussy for dropping out, but it was because I had to do my homework, and like I said, I was depressed and I wasn't really trying to deal with it. And then, you know, obviously I entered myself junior year, my right knee. Now my left one's fucked, but that's a different story.
That is a different. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll talk about that later, actually.
Yeah.
But I just felt like crap, and you know, everybody had like girlfriends or whatever, and like, you know, I've been single a long time. You know, I the only time I've ever had a girlfriend was like last year or whatever. Or was it last 2 years ago? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think it was 2 years. Was it 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago. Basically.
It was after senior year, no?
Yeah.
Like
well, it was
same...
2018.
Oh, okay.
So basically
2 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I was just kind of like, again, I wasn't bitter with the world. I was more sad with myself and my own shortcomings as I saw it. And like my parents at the time, they were going through a rough patch because people at my dad's job were kind of just making rumors about him that he would like hit on girls or like that he would like say like sexual jokes to them. But it was just like to him, he's like me. Like we like to joke around, and sometimes we step over the line, but we don't notice it. It's because people don't tell us, you know, there's a boundary. Like they don't know the boundaries.
You don't step over the line because you're a dick. You just step over the line because this is who you are. It's just like a natural instinct.
Yeah, like obviously if you tell us it's wrong, we'll stop.
Yeah, and
we'll say sorry. Like me and my dad are almost the exact same person.
Kind of like you didn't realize you offended somebody, and then you get super apologetic for it.
I am exactly like that. I am exactly like that. And so I was just dealing with it, and I almost ran away from home. I actually wanted to. I wasn't threatening, but I wanted to die.
I know what you mean.
The story I've told before is that I didn't want to make it messy. I didn't want to like shoot myself or like jump off a bridge or something like that. I made it in this really weird, creative way where some like art students are probably gonna make a story about this. But I took my guitar and I wanted to run away from home and walk through all of California, homeless and like without food or anything like that, and just slowly die.
You're a fucking psychopath.
I know.
But I love it.
And my dad actually caught me while I was at South Park, so not too far from my house.
Oh, shit.
And he just... Well, they didn't know what I was doing. They just thought I was mad, and I was just, like, going to the park to play. But apparently I freaked out my mom. Oh. And so my dad picked me up, and he told me, you know, like, what me and your mom are going through is just... It's, like, normal, basically. It's just, like...
So your entire household was basically a shit show, like, at the time.
For a bit. And it got better, for sure, but... At that point, I really thought about it. I'm like, did I really just try to like basically kill myself by starving myself and like
when you're in the shits that bad, you don't even realize what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, because it's all blind.
When so basically, I'll start with my story. So
go ahead.
when I was a young lad, I was always playing soccer in Atletico. Yeah, and I had a fucking great team, a great squad. We were like state cup champions.
Yeah, you guys always had
regional champions. At one point, I blew the regional champions at one point because I missed a penalty. But we won't talk about that.
Don't make yourself sad.
I don't.
That's the whole point of avoiding them.
That's the thing is that I don't really care that I missed it because I ended up not liking a lot of them, so it's whatever. But eventually, I was a little bit overweight. I had got injured multiple times. I wasn't even most of the time.
You were injured around the same time as me, no?
Yeah.
Because I remember in tryouts, you said your knees were really messed up, or your shins or ankles.
Both of them. Both my knees gave out. And I didn't want to be in that team anymore not because like I didn't like the team. It's just that the people on there were so toxic at some points. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. There's multiple people that on that team that I fuck with now. Yeah. That I see every day. I have a class with one of them. Yeah. But it's just that as a group at that time, I'm sure they're not all like that anymore, but at that time it was so toxic.
Yeah, it was,
and it made me it made me so insecure. Like
Yeah,
at one point, like everybody knows that like they called me Black John, obviously because I was darker.
Yeah,
And at one point,
I remember it used to be a big.
but
problem
before
with
I didn't like it,
You-
and
you
it was
hated it,
and it
actually.
wasn't cool if somebody doesn't like it to call them that.
Yeah,
And they knew I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And one time we were in a hotel and somebody like said me negative or some shit like that.
yeah.
And I like just started crying because I was
Yeah.
eating breakfast myself. I didn't want to sit with them.
You just broke down just because from the constant of
Yeah,
having to
like
deal
I
with
was so tired of it. Eventually, I grew out of it because it was like whatever. Like,
it. Like,
it's
so
just-
what? I have dark skin. Cool.
that's what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up adopting the name.
Yeah, bleach.
So that's the name of the podcast. So once I got to junior year,
Mm-hmm.
this is when I had gained maybe 20 pounds from freshman year, maybe 20, 30 pounds from freshman year.
Yeah.
And this is when I completely quit soccer because after that injury, I was like, why do I want to play? There's no
Yeah,
point.
there's no point. after
And
that.
that's when I started just going to school, and I'm like, oh, that'll be, you know what? This is gonna be the dream. I get
Yeah.
to just go to school and go home and do my homework, and then I'll be,
chill.
I could just chill, play video games,
Yeah.
and I'll have more time to hang out with people.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't the case.
Oh, really?
I would start going home right after school, and I would just start doing fuck all. I'd just I'd sit in
do
my
nothing.
room, or I had a shared room at the time,
Uh-huh.
so with my brother. So I'd literally just sit in the room. He would still go to practice, so
Yeah.
I would just sit in there after school, and he'd be at practice, and I'd just be laying down, watching YouTube, doing absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
And when you do that, you start thinking too much.
Oh, I hate.
And
thinking
when
too
you
much.
start thinking too much, you realize how fucking sad you are.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize at that point how like, because when you're like 15
Yeah.
and you're in soccer, right?
Mhm.
You're not thinking about like depression. You're not thinking
No.
about that stuff. You're just thinking about the next day because you're
Yeah.
in school.
Like the next practice.
Once you leave everything, at this point, I'm like, I think junior year we started junior year at 16 years old. No,
Yeah, because
Then you
we
turned
turned 17
during
and then
junior year.
18. I turned 18 my senior year, so yeah.
right, you're right. Okay, so I was 16 and 7. I was turning 17 at this point, and I'm like, I'm sad as shit.
Mhm.
And then the summer of so the summer before senior year,
Yeah.
that's when I peaked. Not peaked my depression, when I peaked my how do you say? When I fully realized that I had it.
Okay, so like your realization.
Yeah, when
moment,
I'm
your
a
aha.
realization that I'm like, yo,
I'm depressed.
yeah. So I had gone through, like, that's the crazy thing, is that after the whole soccer thing, I wasn't even going through anything. I was just home, and I was sad. I didn't play soccer. I didn't do any activities.
Not crazy.
When I played Ultimate Team on FIFA,
Mhm.
I played Ultimate Team, but I played it by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't play with anybody.
Mhm.
Maybe COD at some point,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like yo, everybody get on. It wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Because I want to play by myself. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you want to be more
Yeah.
reserved.
And then when senior year started, I'm like, you know what? Let's just get this year. It's gonna be the easiest year of high school.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna fuck around all the time.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I came into.
Psych. So, because my freshman year, I had failed a couple classes. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize, and I had to retake them. And then
Oh,
junior
fuck.
year, I had a class that I needed to. I didn't fail it, but I didn't get the credits for it, so I
Oh,
had
what the
to. So I had to do cyber high,
Mhm.
and because of this is when I started to get really sad, and I gained
Yeah.
more weight.
Yeah.
I had a relationship, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Senior year with somebody in my class that didn't end
I
well.
almost forgot.
I know, I almost
Yeah.
forgot too.
Damn.
It didn't end well, basically, and it wasn't. I don't think it was a terrible breakup. It
Well,
was
didn't
more.
didn't you break it off because of your depression?
Yeah, I broke it off because I was really sad.
You
Even
didn't
though
want to put her through that.
I loved the girl.
Yeah.
I did. I really did.
Yeah.
She knew that too. But at the end of the day, I did break her heart,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
obviously not the way that people will think. Like, I
Like-
didn't cheat on her. I didn't just like, yo, you're.
Or
I
break
don't
up
want
with her
you
on
to-
Valentine's Day.
Exactly. I didn't do that. I literally said, you know what? I'm
Well,
really
happened, man.
sad. I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
Right. And I completely understood her being heartbroken for it, and I felt
Yeah,
like
of course.
shit. I felt like shit for so long.
Yeah, no, I saw that in you. The same day in PE, dude. We had
Yeah.
PE together.
Yeah, we did have PE together. I was so sad. I'm like, did I really just like? But at the same time, I wasn't sad that I got out of the relationship because I knew that was the right thing for me.
Yeah.
But I was sad of how I treated her
Mhm.
because she didn't deserve that.
Mhm.
She ended up blocking me, but it's whatever. No, I don't care. But I still feel
I
bad.
think I saw her the other day, but I didn't recognize her
What?
at all.
Does she look different?
Yeah. Yeah, she looked different. I think it was her glasses.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
okay. Well,
That's okay. We can probably cut that out later, but
Nope.
No,
I'm keeping it on.
let's
It's all
stay in it.
raw. It's all
Alright,
raw
for sure.
footage, baby. Let's get it.
All right, raw footage, baby. I like it. I'm an asshole.
Suck.
Let's just let
No,
that
you're not
be
an
known.
asshole. Come on now. Go
I
on.
am, but I don't mind it.
Go on
Some
then.
people need to be assholes.
Yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Once I was hitting like near graduation,
Yeah.
I had completely accepted that I'm not graduating. I was just like, I don't
You
care.
walked though, right?
I did graduate, but I accepted that I wasn't going to.
Oh wait, I remember this story.
Yeah, I
Mr.
accepted.
Baker.
I'm not gonna air out that.
We already did that last time.
I did last time. So if you want to learn that story, you can check out Part Plays on YouTube. Shout
Or
out.
DM either of us.
Or
Johnny
DM
probably has
either
a
of
better
us.
story though.
Yeah, I probably do. But basically, my counselor was a big help that year in high school because she was very persuasive with my teachers that were planning on failing.
Persuasive.
Persuasive is the exact word to use. And I really appreciated
Yeah.
her. But I mean, there's the
Seduction.
persuasiveness she had with my teachers, but there's also the fact that she was really nice to me.
Very
and
seductive.
she actually called my parents in because she knew what I was going through.
Yeah.
And she's probably the only person that knew what I was going through,
Yeah.
except for obviously the ex who.
So she was actually an actual counselor. She
Yeah.
actually did her
Yeah,
job.
yeah, she did her
Damn,
job very well.
That's
She
crazy.
did her job very well.
A little too well. She
a
did
little
some
too
extra
well.
Credit, you know? She's at overtime hours.
But yeah, the only people that knew were like me, my ex,
Yeah.
and my counselor.
Yeah. Well, like when you're depressed, sometimes you don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody.
Mhm.
And so we had gone through like a schedule or an agenda. Like, this is what you're gonna do this day.
Mhm.
This is when you're gonna do that day. This is what you're gonna do this day. I'll talk to them. Just complete your assignments.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I ended up passing all my classes barely. Well, most of them barely. And then I ended up finishing Cyber High the last weekend before graduation.
Damn, that's clutch.
And I actually, so senior ditch day.
Yeah.
I was in the career center or whatever it's called.
The college and career center.
Yep, that's where I was doing Cyber High.
Oh boy,
That entire day, I was doing Cyber High.
Rick Palo, Rick Stick.
Shout out. What's his name? What was his name?
Palo, Rick
Palo?
Palo.
Rick
But I
Palo.
call him Rick Stick because
But
Palo
was
means
it was
stick.
Paulo, right?
Yeah, Paulo. But I call
Shout
him
out
Rick Stick.
Rick Stick. Shout out
Yeah.
Rick Paulo. He was really helpful and everything, and he was actually a really nice guy who just wanted you to
Yeah, he got me
graduate.
a $2,500 $2,500 scholarship for my first year.
200 what?
2,500 scholarship.
2,500. That's good.
And I spent it all on a laptop.
How much do you pay?
How much did I pay for my first year of college?
Yeah, how much
I actually got money back. I got that whole basically $2,000
It
back.
pays.
It did. It paid me because people were like, "Oh, well, you know what? I'm getting paid to go to JC." I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to pay this. This is you too." Stupid.
So once I was so that's when that senior week hit, right? And that's when realization came that I was
I'm
like,
sorry, it was kind of lame. Senior week
it was.
because I tried to get everybody to think of a senior prank, and all the ideas they had. My ideas were put laxatives in teachers' coffee, which Maniscalco told me it was illegal because I would have drugged them.
Yeah.
Another one was I wanted to put laxatives in bird
You
food.
just love laxatives.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, why do you want to make them shit so much? I'm like, well, I was going to put it in the seagulls. You know, we had seagulls in the quad. And so I was going to have the seagulls shit all over the school.
Okay. Fuck off. I mean, they do that regardless.
Turns out that's also legal. And so I'm like, fuck. And then, and yeah, I kind of ran out of ideas. And then the idiots did a thing where they tried to have beach day. And they brought legit sand to the quad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got in trouble for that. And then I had a
So were you in charge of all that or no?
My main job is paperwork and approving of everything and overseeing everything and holding meetings, but they wouldn't listen to me because obviously they're just like, well, who's this new Mexican guy? We don't care, you know. All the Bennett Valley kids are like, whatever.
Is that what you would say their opinion would be?
Well,
Or do you
yeah,
think you're making a generalization
I felt like they didn't respect me, you know.
But do you think that's why, or I mean, it played a part?
Well, I feel like they're already used to because that it was a different teacher.
Right.
And they were used to being let off on their own without like rules and restrictions.
Okay.
And like I said, I didn't like that. I like the inclusion and having variety,
Right.
which I really liked. That I think that class had a lot of diversity, like in like all of it. I think now it's probably going back to how it was.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, like we had a senior dance and that shit fucked up. It's not really relevant.
that adds to my story actually. So one thing that I think attributes to a really depressed person and a really sad person is they don't want to do anything at the school. I went to a grand total of 0 homecomings, 0
Me too, so-
spring dances, 0 proms, 0.
Wait, 0 proms?
I didn't go to prom.
Didn't you and Gia go to
Me,
like
and-
hot
me
tub
and
or
Gia
something?
went to the gym and we were in the hot tub.
Hey, that's kind of sick though. Hot
But
tub
it-
with the homie.
But it was like prom 2K17. Where you at?
oh, like
Oh, but that starts my. I started going to the gym. So
Yeah.
I started going to the gym like at the end of senior year, and it helped. It helped a lot actually.
actually does because
But
there's actually a study that shows exercise actually
it does.
creates things
100%.
that make you happy, and so you start feeling happier by going to the gym.
Yep. But so at this point, so I had gone to 0 things. I didn't take senior pictures because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't add a senior quote.
You know,
I'm not in that yearbook.
Hey, where?
I'm not like in it like with a portrait with a quote.
Oh, it's just isn't it
I'm
just
on the
your-
side saying we missed you, and it says Jonathan. Yeah. Edit my picture in.
Photoshop.
But so senior year, senior graduation day was actually a really good day.
It was
That
great
was
day.
probably one of the happiest days I had.
Did you go to the thing afterwards?
I did.
Yeah, you did. I raced you.
I have all the videos still.
I raced you in the hamster ball.
I have all the pictures me and you took on graduation day, and I have the videos I took from that, and I have the video of you saying my name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Crowd gave it to me.
I was-
So I'll insert that clip right here.
Oh, for sure.
And but yeah,
Jonathan
basically, so Braulio was the guy saying all the names basically.
Second half of the names,
yeah,
yeah.
this the second half of all the names at graduation. So when you get up, you get your diploma.
Imagine if I announced my own name.
That would have been amazing.
I would have made it hella cocky.
Then-
Braulio Olivares
in this third party. I'm like, oh, thank you, everybody.
Thank you to myself and just kidding.
And all I remember from that day was getting off the podium and hugging Miss Harris because
Miss
she was
Harris.
on the side. And I was like, dude,
Wasn't she like a great teacher?
she was
I
one
never
of
had
the
her.
best teachers I ever had. I did not deserve a passing grade from her.
Damn.
But she was amazing. I still
Thanks
haven't.
to Bush.
My time capsule was supposed to be open this year.
Oh, I was supposed to open mine after I graduated, but I already opened it like the second day of after graduation.
Mine's when I turned 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I opened everyone's letters, and then I realized I'm gonna say, damn, I wrote nothing in people's letters. 'Cause I didn't know what to write. I'm better at saying things than writing things, but now I'm better at writing things than saying
Interesting.
things. That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure someone in my family almost threw it out because it was in the
That was
back of
trash.
my car.
Oh, okay.
And so I had it just chilling there because I wanted it really private.
Yeah.
And I was cleaning out my car, and I'm pretty sure somebody grabbed it and like put it in the bin.
Oh,
and I
shit,
was trying to
inside.
like, yo, I need that. And it had all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hugged her right away because I'm like, in a way, I wasn't just hugging her. I was hugging like my problems. Like I just wanted to be like, yo, this is fun. Like I'm happy
I'm
for
happy
for
right
the
now.
once in a while.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I wanted to hug her obviously, but it's
Yeah.
like it's a different feeling when you're just like,
Yeah.
it's like a relief hug.
Yeah.
And then the whole what was it, Monte Gras? Is that what it's called?
Well, it was called.
Wasn't it Monte Gras?
It was. I think it was Mardi Gras theme, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they called it Monte Gras.
Well,
didn't
it's
it?
called something else. It's like, it's so you don't go. It's so. Fuck.
Well, it's so you don't go
You
drink.
go
and,
drink and
yeah,
then
yeah,
die.
But, well,
right
yeah.
After graduation.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, it's actually stopped at like I think like it went like 55% down or like 75%
oh,
down, like
fuck
80
yeah.
something.
It's a
really
great
nice.
idea
It's a fuck. I forgot.
because we got to see a what was it?
Project Grad. That's what they call it.
We
Sorry.
got to see a yeah, Project Grad.
A hypnotist who kicked me out, by the way.
He kicked you out?
Yeah, remember he said out.
Oh, because you weren't getting him.
Dude, okay, that shit's bullshit. Everyone's half asleep, so they're obviously gonna listen to stupid shit, or people play along. They're acting, and I guess I was acting too much, and this guy's like out. I'm like, suck a dick. You know, maybe people were laughing.
Well, but a lot of people are immune to it.
What do you mean? Well, people
Like
are
not
gonna
everybody's
bullshit
able to
it.
get hypnotized.
Well, not everyone's gonna play along.
That's true. But like, it's possible that you weren't even. You
No,
just weren't.
I was playing along.
Yeah. You fucking dick.
Because
But-
I'm just like, if they're gonna pick me, I might as well make a show out of it.
Right.
And he knew that I was like out.
I remember seeing Sony. Sony was like,
He was like,
didn't he like strip off his shirt and he was.
he like ripped off his shirt, took off his shoe, and he was like hugging the shoe or like calling someone with his shoe. It was really weird.
Shout out Sony. So after that night, the next day I woke up and I was like, yo, that really just happened.
That shit
Like
was sick.
I graduated.
I watched the Champions League the next day.
Was it Champions League on the
The
next
Champions
day?
League final, Real Madrid
Oh
Juventus.
yeah.
All scored that Chilena, I think.
But
bicycle kick.
well, wasn't it 2 days later because it was Sunday?
I don't remember. I was tired as hell. No, it was Saturday.
Saturday.
Because I remembered Well, because we graduated on a Friday and it
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
into Saturday.
And then we were all super fucked up and went to. Did you go to Isak's house?
No, I went with my friend. I went with Chen, my friend Danny Yim and Isaac, my old coworker. We went a round table.
The short one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just had a good time. It was pretty fun because I was half asleep and I had my Real Madrid jersey. Support the team.
Fucking wankers. I hate Madrid, but you'll hear more about how much I hate Madrid on the footy pods. But
You hear how
that
much
is
I-
not what we're talking about today. So basically, after graduation, it was all cool because we went to Isak's house the next day, Champions League
We
final.
had tacos too. Lucky bastards.
We
Had
did, and it was
really shitty pizza.
It was like happy. I was like, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a week kicks in, 2 weeks kick in, 3 weeks kick in. Excuse me, and then it's like, what am I doing?
Like, well, yeah, what do I do
What
now?
am I doing? And then I was like super lost. And I remember my uncle and my aunt from Seattle had visited
Oh yeah.
like a month before for my graduation, and because I met them before, and
Oh, why don't you come with us?
yeah, and they were already gone.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like, hey, can I fly over there and like stay there? And it's like, yeah. It's like, how long can I stay? It's like, as long as you want. I mean, you probably like, I'll tell you, you can stay a month without having to clean. And then, and I was like, bet I'm going for a month.
That's sick.
And so I went for a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what they're saying is that you can stay for a month as a guest, and then if you want to stay longer,
You have to
you gotta
start
start
doing chores.
helping us out around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I stayed for a month. I actually had my 18th birthday over there.
Oh, yeah.
So I went. I was a great experience. It was my first ever flight as an adult.
I like the pictures you posted because you posted like how. Because I didn't believe TV shows that it's that cloudy, but it's that cloudy.
It looks sick, dude. It's
Kinda
so
cool,
nice. Especially because my flight was at like 7 a.m.
Oh damn.
I think so, yeah. Or one of them was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience because it was so like it's different.
Yeah.
It felt like an adventure.
Because it's like California and Oregon, and then
And when I
Or
was
Washington.
over there, I started talking to my ex again
Oh yeah.
on the phone, and we started talking.
Cups of the rose.
And we were kind of getting like flirty,
Uh-huh.
if I would say. Like she would like
Uh-huh.
like she wouldn't send me like no, she wouldn't send me like pictures,
Provocative
but
pictures?
yeah, she wouldn't send provocative pictures, but they were unnecessary pictures.
They were just like, why?
Yeah, like you don't have to. I
Mhm.
was very desperate,
Uh-huh.
not to get back with her, I would say, but to get
A
that
feeling.
feeling back from her
Mhm.
being with her.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking, it was all fun and games, you know.
Yeah.
And then we obviously talked on and off.
Yeah.
But while I was over there, I got super sad.
Yeah.
And like, when you sit on a couch 8 hours a day,
Oh, I do that. I
your
do that
uncle
now.
and your aunt are not home because they have long jobs.
Yeah, you don't talk to anybody.
I have the dog there,
Uh-huh.
their dog. It's actually my dog's dog. I mean, my dog's dad.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
And he was
The boy Escobar.
fun to be around, but this is when I got extremely sad because they'd get home like at 8 p.m. And
Yeah,
like
so you wanna be able to talk to
6,
them, they're
8 p.m.,
tired as
so I'd
hell.
just be home all day doing nothing. I got really sad. I started going like on Tinder. It didn't really make me happy. I turned 18.
Tinder's weird.
But before that, my 18th birthday was the day I just like planned on like fuck it, I'm just gonna
Off myself.
I'm gonna off myself. I didn't know how I was gonna do it,
Yeah.
but I wrote a letter.
Mhm.
I wrote a letter saying like, I'm sorry guys, but this is just
Something that
too
came
much
out
for
of the blue,
me, and
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. And my instinct was, oh, there's a bridge down close to Seattle, or
Yeah.
not Seattle, but they live like 10 minutes away from Seattle. There's a bridge by there where they live, and it's like a big green one.
Oh, I think I know. I think I
Kind
know
of like the
which one.
train ones.
Oh yeah. Is it the ones that like that?
Yeah, kind
The
of.
ones that like open up. or
Yeah.
whatever?
So I was like, I'll just go there. It was like 5 minutes away.
Uh-huh.
And I was getting ready to leave because I had their truck.
Yeah.
My uncle let me drive his truck when I wanted to because he took his Mustang
Yeah.
to work,
Damn, what a guy.
or they picked him up. And
Sorry, I had a cough.
it's okay. And then when I was about to leave,
Mhm.
I sat down real quick and the dog jumped on me.
Mhm.
Like he jumped on the couch and then was like the way my dog was doing earlier.
To
Where he's
me.
just like this.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at him and I just like,
Yep.
like I tore the paper and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck that. And then
Yeah.
I threw it away.
That's good,
It
man.
was just it boggled my mind, dude, that I did that.
Because it was so like snappy
Yeah,
decisions. Like you didn't
like, what am I doing?
think about it too much. It was
Yeah.
like, damn. I was just gonna do
on my
this.
18th fucking birthday.
That's crazy, dude.
I was like, I'm crazy. I was gonna go out like a psychopath. This would be so
I
poetic.
don't know what I did with my 18th birthday.
So after they got home in the night, we made some. I forgot what we made for eat, but it was some great food. 'Cause it was my birthday.
Ravioli, baby. No, I'm kidding.
I think it was aguachiles.
Oh, nice.
I love aguachiles. And so after that, it was that's when I slowly started peaking happiness.
Okay, I was just like,
not sadness. So this is when I slowly started
really
getting
hit them.
happier.
No, I was kidding.
So this is when I went back to
Rosa?
Rosa, came back on the flight.
Did air.
Excuse me. Went back to Rosa, and then me and my ex were actually gonna meet up. We were actually gonna meet up because we were talking about maybe doing something, and she came. We went to like a park. We went to sit down there, and then she basically told me like, it's like why she was actually with someone at the time.
Oh,
So she was asking me like why would you
hit me up out of the blue?
Yeah, why would you? No. She was saying why would I get back together with you? Like, what's the give me a good reason. What would you do this different this time?
Oh,
Because she wanted to get back together.
yeah.
And I did, but not.
But not as much as her.
No, I did. I think I don't know how to explain it. Like I wanted the feeling back, but it wasn't necessarily her.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you weren't in love with her. You were in love with the feeling.
Yeah, with that feeling of somebody caring about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't know what to say because I'm like,
Sounds like a
I'm not
dick.
as sad anymore, so that'll help.
Yeah.
But that she didn't.
Remember when
she
we
didn't
broke
really,
up the first time?
Yeah,
I
it
was
was like
sad.
she didn't really like
Well,
that.
I'm slightly less sad.
She didn't really approve of that. So
Yeah, I get it.
she
Totally.
basically like got up and it's like I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go. I'm like okay.
Mhm.
And she hugged me and she told me have a good life, and I was like what?
Oh wait, hold on.
Like hold on, you gotta get
That
all
wasn't
deep.
the deal.
You don't gotta get all deep. Like and
Hold
she
on.
had makeup on. I was wearing my Arsenal shirt. She fucking.
You're wearing your Arsenal.
I was
She went
wearing
all out,
the
dude.
Puma collared one
Puma
that's in
kit.
that closet
The
right
ones
now.
that are tight, so your nips are showing.
Fuck yeah! Oh my god! She on the white sleeve. She had her makeup on. I was so mad.
I would have been pissed, dude. I would have been like,
What's-
you know what? You have a good life.
You have a terrible fucking life. But
You owe me
but-
30 cents. Well, I don't know. I don't watch my mom does. I don't know how much it costs. Way more.
So we went home. I mean, I went home. Obviously, I went to work. Actually, I had to work
Yeah.
right after, and I was sad. I was like, whatever. It's like I'm
Staples,
just chilling
right?
out. Yeah, Staples. I
Hey.
was working at Staples.
Shout out to Stopless.
Staples. And then from Staples up until I left Staples,
Yeah.
I wasn't sad, but I went back into this hole because I started working and I
Yeah.
didn't go to school. So I went to the JC for like 2 months and I gave up because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was lazy.
Wasn't for you
DA
for
can
a
second that. But
Yeah.
I basically just left school because I was done. I didn't want to go back to school that quick
Yeah.
because it reminded me of the past.
Yeah. I get you.
And so I started working a lot, and then eventually I got full time at Staples.
Mm-hmm. Manager Bleach.
No,
Not yet.
as a price auditor.
Huh?
As a price auditor, so changing the tags.
Oh, you're right.
So I did that, and I wasn't necessarily sad, but like I had a little crush for the manager there,
Oh, yeah.
and she was like 10 years older than me, but I had a crush because she was always really nice to me, and not nice, but like she was a really good friend,
Yeah.
and we got really close.
Well, I feel that.
Well, yeah, but
People are nice to you, you start liking them. That's happened to me.
yeah.
For a while, I was like, wait.
And the only sadness I ever really got was realizing that can never be a thing.
Yeah.
Because she has a kid and everything, so it's
So
like
what?
Her kid's like 5 years younger than me.
One time thing.
Shut up.
Hey, kid,
Let's
I'm your
not
dad.
talk about that.
So when you play him on Xbox, you say, I fucked your mom, literally. You're a literal motherfucker. That's my goal in life, actually. I want to have a family just so I can be a literal motherfucker. I can tell my kid I fucked your
when your
mom.
kids are talking shit and they'll
Yeah,
be like,
I fucked your
I
mom.
fucked your mother.
Mom! They're like 3 years old. Put back your toys. Why? Because I fucked your mom. Nah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
back on track. Back on track. Sorry, I get distracted.
So around June
Yoon.
of 2018,
That's your birthday, right?
yes.
Okay, I always feel bad because I don't remember anything at all.
This
for
is
a
when
birthday.
back to school is starting to be a thing. We start setting up for back to school, and at this point, I am I'm still the price auditor. And a lovely little lady by the name of Cruz,
Your girl.
my girl, right there on the wall,
I've seen both of you guys
was hired
pointing.
by one of my good friends that worked there. And I remember the manager. He was the operations manager, and he was gay, but he wasn't like
Flamboyant?
he wasn't like flamboyant. He was just gay, like
Yeah, we like
which,
men.
which we will talk about on the pod one day about like actual gay people versus like flamboyant. I'm not saying flamboyant.
You mean like how different stereotypes?
I mean the stereotype of gay people being like this flamboyant type, when realistically
that'd be a good podcast to talk about stereotypes.
because there's a lot of gay people that are just people and they just happen to be gay.
Normal people.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
actually
normal.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's a very bad phrase.
Yeah, it's a bad word to use, but I'd say they're just common people that you would talk to every day and just happen to prefer certain. Yeah, it's not. I just hate the depiction of them in the media. But another pod,
some of them do like. They like being flamboyant. That's cool. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's fine.
I'm pretty flamboyant as a straight male.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like it's such a stereotype, but we will get to that one pod soon. But he came up to me and he was like, "I hired this fine ass girl for you," like that. Like he said it like that because he knew that I was like horny. He's like, but not
male teen is horny. More at 7.
And I'll tell you what, and my girl knows this. When I met her, I did not think she was attractive.
Wow.
And I told her that.
That hurts me.
I know it hurts me to say it, but I told her that because I wasn't looking for anything. I was just there. I worked there and I saw her and I was like, "Oh, hi, you're the new girl. Like,
let me train you up.
I'm gonna show you this and show you that.
Show you
How you doing?" And then I started talking to her more often because I'd have to, because I was either like
because I have
because I was no because
I know, but the way you said it just sounds super funny.
Unfortunately, no, but I had to because I was helping. I had to help anybody that was new because I was like the link from staff to like managers. I was in between there.
You're like assistant manager, almost.
Kind of assistant to the assistant.
Okay, Dwight.
Okay, Dwight. And when I started talking to her more often, I was just like, "Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you?" And then one day I came into, I had gone out with that manager person that I had once had a little crush on. At this point, it was
a party.
What? No, it was like it went to like a dinner and with her and then some other coworkers and then the operations manager went to go eat and we came back into work because the guy forgot his bag, or not his bag but something from his bag in the office. So we went in to get it and I was high because I had a couple edibles, like sweet ones.
A couple.
Yeah, it was little candies.
Oh, okay.
And so I walked in and
brownies, Johnny.
and all I see is her just like there. She was the closing cashier that night. So I went in and for some reason I didn't go into the office. I didn't go anywhere else. I went straight to the register. And I just
you got a crush, but you didn't know it.
And I just went like, it was like a hidden crush. And I went like this, and I was just laying there, and I just started talking to her.
Hey,
no, not like that.
No, like you ever seen Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse?
It was
yeah, when he grabs onto the. Hey.
But basically, it's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like that, right?
Yeah.
And I just like laid back, and she's like, "Oh, nothing, just So, and we had a conversation for like 30 minutes.
Damn.
Just standing there because at this point it's really dead there.
Yeah.
So we were just chilling, and then my friends in the office were recording me from the one-way glass.
Oh boy.
And then you could tell that I was like starting to fall for this girl, right?
Starstruck, baby.
And sooner or later, the next time I saw her, we started talking like in the break room.
All the time.
And I was like, "Oh, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. Hey. And she was telling me about how one of the coworkers I like added her on Snapchat, and she didn't like it, or she didn't like him. And she was getting annoyed.
So you beat him up.
No, he ended up getting fired. But
oh really?
But not because of that. He was just because he was stupid.
Oh, okay, I thought because he was like a sexual harasser.
No. But he got fired anyway. But and I was leaving one day. Like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask for your Snapchat. I'm just gonna leave, right?" And she said I was gonna give it to you anyway.
Oh.
And I was like, "Bet." So the next time I saw her, I asked for a Snapchat. And then at one point she posted a picture, and I responded to the picture with like heart eyes.
Yeah.
And she was like,
"Damn,
what?"
That bold.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna go for it."
You're like, "Fuck it." I mean, that's kind of the best way.
I had nothing to lose.
Well, honestly, sometimes I feel like that's the best way if you know that you like someone and they kind of like you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like most people beat around the bush and it's just like, come on,
I had nothing to lose.
fuck it.
So it's like, why not just go for the shot? So I did it.
I mean, just fire her after. I was kidding. She says no.
No,
I'm just kidding.
no.
You guys fire her? Why? Cause? Why, Johnny? You rejected me.
Personal
Okay.
reasons.
Personal reasons.
So
I don't get along with her very well.
So I responded, and then she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, you know your worth. That's why you're posting. Blah 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 blah. All the fancy lovey-dovey shit."
Yeah.
And eventually, after work one time, I asked her to go to Dutch Bros with me just to talk, and she was talking to me about why she was like upset because she had to go back to school and she didn't want to go back.
San Jose.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, it's terrible." We were just talking, and eventually we would start talking all the time, and then eventually I would ask her out to like dinner. I asked her out to the movies where we, and then from there it just became a relationship. And then it was before she went back to school. It was like the weekend before she went back to school, and I asked her to be my girlfriend.
That's beautiful.
And
man. I like stories.
I was reluctant to ask her though.
Because San Jose.
Because of San Jose. I'm like, should I
San Jose's
really do
dope,
this?
though.
But she's really cool.
Yeah.
Why not? So I did it. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
It worked.
And the rest is history. We've now been together for a year and a half.
The rest isn't history. The rest is future.
Fair enough, but shut up. At some point, listening to this podcast, it'll be a history. Okay, not like that.
It's still future.
Shut the fuck up.
Time is a thing invented by humans, right? So I can bend it however I want.
Braulio, you're such a wanker.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, now we've been together for a year and a half.
Kudos, man. I got to clap for you.
Thank you. But I'll tell you what, I'm not completely over being depressed because it's just something that's part of me.
I feel
and she knows it because I have my little fucking breakouts, not breakouts, but like I start getting in moods, even when I'm with her.
No.
And it doesn't. But one thing I will say is that her coming into my life, she has changed my life because she has made me realize that I'm not that bad.
Hey, I'm not a total piece of shit.
I'm not a total piece of shit. I'm
a polished turd. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not a plastic bag drifting through the wind, as Katy Perry once
You
said.
ever feel? That actually was my 6th grade graduation song, and I hate that song.
Oh my god.
It was awful. It was on loop.
On loop?
On loop.
Oh no. Oh
It was
no.
god awful. Baby, you're a fire. I'm like, shut the hell up.
But yeah, and then now I feel like I still have my moments when I'm like at night when I'm laying in bed and trying to sleep, I think too much. But recently I've been a lot better, mainly because of this new thing in my life right now.
Like your hobby.
Yeah, and it feels like a hobby, which is what I'll get into right now. And that's like, there's so many things that help with depression that don't involve like special like legal help or special help, medical help, which I recommend to anybody that it's really, but there's also ways to on a daily basis.
Yeah, because like I know healthcare is expensive, and if you want to talk to me about
shout out Bernie Sanders,
shout out my boy Bernie, because Medicare for all is amazing.
Shout out Bernie Sanders.
Shout out a couple other people, but mostly Bernie because he's the most consistent. He actually
Bernie Sanders is my dad.
That's my grandpa. So
fair enough.
Hi, Dad. No, but like you were saying, because it's so expensive. Where sometimes it's
you can't go to the doctor every day.
Yeah, fuck no, dude. I went to the doctor the other day for surgery, and I'm being billed to death. So that's fun. That's fun.
But it's like you do music, right? So you like produce. A little more than that, Sorry, well, I know, but like you produce, right? You produce.
Make music.
You make music.
Beats, I play guitar. I play guitar. Bass. I sing. I'm starting to rap.
You do sing. That you do.
And I'm a comedian almost. I'm trying to be an inspiring comedian actually.
So let's talk about things that help us basically get through all this stuff. You can start if you want.
Actually, because the first question.
We have questions.
Because we got from we got some questions from Instagram. A couple people, I got questions from Instagram. I don't know if you probably got them from like somewhere else or whatever. But the first question does relate to what you just asked, where Victor Aguilar asked, "What helps you guys the most with anxiety or depression?" And so, why don't you start us off?
What helps me the most? It's actually hobbies that make me feel like what's the word?
Distracted.
They don't distract me. I
They
feel
make
like
you feel worth.
they make me feel great about being alive. They make
Mhm.
so when I go play soccer, everything leaves my mind. It feels so
Yeah,
good.
you're
to
so
be
focused
out
on the
there.
game.
It feels so good to be out there having fun.
Mhm.
Like even after when we go eat with like all the friends, it's like
The habit, baby.
yeah, going to the
In and
habit, in and
out.
out, wings up.
Yeah, wings is.
It's a good feeling because you just played soccer. You feel good.
Mhm.
This podcast that I'm starting,
Yeah.
has changed my life, and it's literally I'm not even done with my first episode.
Yeah,
But
we're in
it's
the midst
changed.
of it.
It's changed my life because of how like I'm so excited to like
You're
wake
so
up.
driven.
I'm driven to wake up the next day and think of a new idea.
Yeah.
I spent a decent amount of money on like setting this up, but that's no problem because that's no problem. No problem. But we gotta add. I want to add more to it. It's not done, but
Yeah.
I'm so excited to wake up
Starting
every
off,
day and add more quality to this podcast
There you go.
because obviously this isn't my life's work. This is not my life's work. I'm not
could
done.
be.
It could be, but it's not my life's work.
Yeah.
It's not like okay,
That's what I'm gonna do.
my life is set. I'm no longer depressed. No, but
wish it worked that way.
this helps so much with feeling like there's nothing to do.
Yeah, like you have something to do.
One thing basically I would say is keep yourself busy
Yeah.
with things you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to keep yourself busy with things you have to do.
And I feel like if you don't know what you love to do, experiment. You know, because I know a big thing with depression is you don't want to do anything. And for me, a lot of the time, like lately, like I don't know, in the last year or so, when I was depressed, I didn't want to do anything. Even it just sucks. Like, your homies would invite you out, and like you try to find a reason to flake or not go. And I hated doing that because in the back of my mind, I'm just like, these are the people that stuck by me for so long. They don't care about that. They want me to have fun and be around them. And so I started forcing myself to go, and I was glad that I started forcing myself to go because then I realized, hey, I like doing this. Like
Right.
it's a little break from the little depression spouts that I have with myself. The little battles. And for me, I mean, the hobbies, like not hobbies, but like stuff that helps me with anxiety, depression. For me, anxiety, a big thing that helps me with that is breathing. Because sometimes you just forget to breathe, like, and calm down. And so lately I've been
Slow breaths.
Yeah, basically I go more slow breath, in and out, like a yoga teacher, whatever. It's not yoga. I think that's like Buddhist or whatever.
One thing my public speaking teacher has taught me is like brain exercises. So like, but they're technically actually physical, but they're also brain. So like
Sudoku.
when you cross your midpoint, I think it's called, or your like
Or
if
your
you
vision.
if you move your finger across like your both. So this is your midway. Your
Yeah,
midpoint.
your field of vision.
So when you cross it, it basically resets your brain. So like whenever you cross your hands, I swear. So whenever
Really?
you cross your hands, or you go like this,
That's
and
very
you
cool.
stretch them out, or like you cross your legs.
I can't cross my legs. Right?
Well, obviously you can't right now. But you basically reset your brain,
Okay.
and it works for me because today I had a speech, right?
You're nervous.
And I actually wasn't.
Okay.
She started talking about being nervous, and I got
That's
nervous.
what got you
right?
nervous.
But then she did the exercises after, and I felt better.
You felt calm and at peace.
And yeah, it's crazy because there's so many like exercise. Oh, well, exercise too. Like
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I recommend exercise for a lot of people because it's one of those things because
You don't have to go
exercise.
to the gym for it either. It can be free. You can run
Yeah,
outside.
you could run outside.
It's even walking too.
Do exercise in your room. You really
Yeah.
could.
You could push-ups.
Yeah. Because the reason exercise is probably one of the best ones is because it'll shape, literally shape your body, but it'll make you feel better the more you do it.
like
and
I
then
mentioned.
and then you'll be able to see the results.
Exactly.
It's not one of those things that's gonna be like, oh, I stopped
After
doing
one
it.
push-up, why am I still fat?
It's only a upward curve. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be like, unless you like fucking break your leg and you can't do anything, obviously.
Me.
But
What are we
yeah,
talking about again? No, just kidding.
I actually have.
You have another question.
I had a question from a friend. It says, did you have to change some habits to get through depression, or what would you say helped you the most? So almost similar, but like just individual habits. We'll talk about the habits.
Habits. Well, like I mentioned before, the habit of me not going out or skipping out on things that
What
I
about
want.
like daily routine things?
daily routine things. Well, for me, a lot of my life is wake up, go to school, or go to work. And so what I started to do is wake up, listen to some music to kind of keep waking me up, because when you first wake up, you're like half asleep,
Right.
and stuff like that. And so that's what kind of got my brain going. And my coworker recently taught me a good trick, to because when you're at work, you just kind of hate it.
Right.
And so he taught me this thing where, because he asked him all the time, like, why are you so cheerful? Like, why are you so happy all the time? And just like, you know what? Right now, all this stuff, as soon as that clock hits 1:30, I'm out of here.
Right.
And so I'm like, that's sick, dude.
Right.
And so I started doing that. I'm just like, I don't care what's going to happen. I'm just going to be happy here at work and just be cheerful. Because, if customer says something bad to me, they're not coming home with me.
Yeah.
They're not. If I bring them the problem home with myself, that's another thing.
Exactly.
And so just that, and kind of just actually, because, like I said, I'm a people person. And so kind of force myself into situations with other people. So, like, I'd actually engage customers,
Right.
or, like, habits too. Like, I have this habit of biting my nails when I'm anxious.
I do that a lot.
I still do it, but I try not to do it anymore just because it's so bad. And so, I guess that's like a physical habit,
It's just a common thing that your body gets used to.
Yeah. And so I've been trying to stop that.
Yeah.
Clearly hasn't worked, though.
Daily habits, I think I would changed. I don't get up as late as I used to. What the help is that? What help with that? Obviously, is school. Because I started going back to school. But even then, I was starting to wake up like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. every single day, except weekends because I want to like watch soccer or something. But like 7 a.m., 6 a.m., I get up, I either shower or I do some exercise. I've been starting to do like research for pods or something.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And it's such a cleaning my room every day.
I'll have room
helps.
My mom does it for me.
Cleaning my room every day absolutely helps. Feeling your hygiene, like it helps so much. Literally your dress sense, like it's not like it's going to be the same thing for everybody. Yeah. But this has helped me. Like I started dressing. I don't know if you say better, but I feel like
better for how you are, instead of just like baggy like sweatpants.
Exactly.
And, like, a baggy
I'd always wear like shorts. Like
you start caring about yourself, basically.
Yeah. Recently, I've been starting to wear like jeans more. I went to go buy a lot of jeans and shoes. And
actually, it's the only thing I wear, jeans and khakis. Yeah. I love khakis, actually.
Yeah, but like I would, khakis. If you look at if you look at under my bed, and you look at my closet, you'll find like
difference,
like shorts that I used to always wear.
Yeah.
Like every day, like Nike shorts, basketball shorts. Cargo shorts I still kind of wear, but not as much. I like cargo shorts, but just not as much. I wear a lot of jeans now. Yeah. I try to make sure my style is like matched up, and it's not like this is gonna help everybody, but personally, it's made me feel better when I walk outside, get in my car. I get my hair. Good, I get my hair cut more often now.
Oh, because you used to grow it out.
I used to grow it out so long, and it looks so nappy, and it just. But that's when you could tell I hit my peak sadness. Yeah. When my hair started getting nappy.
All right. I know.
Because I'm like, I don't really care about how I look right now. You know what I mean?
Your hair so you can be happy.
I drink more water now.
I'll just say you started drinking more. I'm like, that's a move. I was kidding.
I mean, not really. You gotta moisturize. You always gotta moisturize. I
actually forgot to this morning.
You gotta feel good. Don't force yourself to do things. Like
unless you need to, like me.
So like my friends, you know how all of our friends want to play like PS4.
Yeah.
I've been able to restrict myself from having to force myself to get on.
Yeah.
No, I got better things to do. I'm gonna focus on this, and if I want to, then I'll do it. That way, it's because I want to, not because I'm right. I try not to. I used to order a lot of DoorDash.
Oh, dude, saying that shit put a dent in my wallet.
I stopped doing that.
I got a Dash Pass for the month. Oh my god, rip.
One thing, I don't know how lightly my girl's gonna take this, but I used to go to San Jose like every weekend.
Oh damn!
And it would kill me physically.
Do you do it like every other weekend?
I do it every other weekend, or like so. She's coming back the week that's coming up. She's gonna come back again, and then the week after I'm not gonna go, and then the week after she's gonna come back again. So I don't have to go for a while. Okay. Because every time I go over there, it's not because of her. It's because of the roommates or the apartment situation. Yeah. It's not comfortable. Yeah. So it always fucking like
you feel like an outsider.
It makes me so weird. Just feel so weird.
Strange.
Yep. So I'm limiting myself to how much I go, but that way, whenever I do go, it feels like I belong there and I feel happy to be with her.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm trying to think of other habits that I do daily. Well, I mean, I clean my car more often.
Oh, dude,
Clean inside
I
and
get it.
outside. Inside and
I
outside.
mean, right now I can, but before I didn't do that, and it was pretty bad. My car looked like crap.
Yeah, dude. But it gets but you don't realize it.
Yeah, because you're
You
just like
just
whatever.
start
It's
you
fine.
just start throwing shit in there and just like
Look, my dad's a neat freak too, so he gets mad.
right.
He cleans it for me because that's how mad he gets.
Really.
Yeah.
And then with my work, well, I work for my dad,
Mm-hmm.
so I do like accounting, administration, all that funny business with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's made me. It almost makes you feel like you matter more.
Yeah.
Because you get to do a really important job, a really
Yeah.
crucial job
Yeah.
somewhere. So that's something I recommend for people is like if you don't have a job that means anything,
Try to find one.
try to find one. Like
Don't quit right away though. 'Cause
yeah,
you definitely
don't
want-
quit, don't quit. But I mean like. If you know for sure that right now you can't get a job that you love, at least get something that makes you feel like you matter.
Yeah.
Because like even like when I worked at Staples,
Mhm.
like don't get me wrong, don't go and apply at Staples. But like when I got promoted to
Yeah.
supervisor, you enjoy your job more, even
Yeah.
though you have your workload is
'Cause
more.
you felt
But
like,
you felt like you matter there,
yeah, like you're important.
even though they don't give a shit about me. But I mean like you feel
for
like,
yourself.
yeah, for my own personal being. I don't care what they
Like
think.
you like your job at the end of the day.
Right.
Like I did this and stuff like that. That's good though. So I got another question too from my boy Matthew,
Mhm.
the King Matthias on Instagram.
Matthias.
He would love, I think, TikTok followers as well. I think it's the same thing. I don't know, but he said
Shout out TikTok, the
Hey,
best free
TikTok-
app on the
TikTok's
planet.
The move right now. It's like the new Vine. Like at first it was a bunch of musically kids or whatever.
Mhm.
It was, but he asked, "What is it about depression and anxiety? Do you think that makes people think it doesn't exist, or isn't taken as seriously as it should be?" So I think. Oh,
Do you want me to answer first?
yeah, actually, yeah.
I think it's a generational thing, because I think a lot of people actually do live with it that are older than us.
Yeah.
But they were too what's the word?
We're too I mean, for like, I think like older people, they're
No.
too focused on like.
But I think
The
their
war.
natural instinct is to not share their feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
So people like our parents' age and a little bit older,
Mhm.
they're so programmed to not share their feelings.
Yeah, because their whole thing was like, suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it
go back
up,
to
you know,
work.
suck it up.
Go back to work. Yeah.
He's like, no says mamon, you know, shit like that, right?
Sufre, mamon. I love that song. Sorry.
The reason, and that's because it's mainly a popular thing to talk about
Yeah.
for people like our age, like up to 30 years old, maybe up to 40.
So we're
but-
woke.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I mean, we're woke for sure, but we like to. We're like the first generation that's really brought it as a millennials, basically millennials and Gen Z, who have really like made a movement out of it,
Yeah.
basically.
We're Zoomers.
And a lot of people don't see like where we come from,
Mhm.
because a lot of people older than the people that say that are people that came from basically from childhoods where you didn't have to apply for student loans, you didn't have all this bullshit to deal with. You didn't have social media to deal with.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as cyberbullying. There was no such
Well,
thing.
there still isn't. Just turn off the computer. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Just log out. No, I'm just kidding.
But
No, I'm
we
kidding.
don't all have cell phones. Like, yeah, we have the tech, we have all the tech, but it's not doesn't mean it's all positive.
That makes us more woke, so that
Yeah.
sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're more sad because of more things.
Yeah, but people are so programmed that are older than us.
Mhm.
People are so programmed to like,
They're brainwashed.
you know,
No,
we
I'm
have
kidding.
to, get you off your ass, work.
Yeah.
You're not
I hate
sad.
that
You're just being a
whole Pick
bitch.
yourself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah,
You
but,
literally can't. It's impossible.
But like, why would I do that? Because then when I'm 70 years old, I'm gonna be sad as shit because I never fixed my problems.
Yeah.
I want to podcast
Or-
until I fucking die because I want to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, I want to fucking die.
Welcome back to Bleje Talks.
Today we got. Oh, he died. Oh, you're having a heart attack. But,
commercial break.
I want to be able to die knowing that I did something I made myself happy the last
Yeah.
night.
That's good.
So, like, I think that's just the way people are programmed. I don't think it's necessarily that they don't think it exists
Uh-huh.
because they know for sure it exists in people.
Yeah, for sure.
But they see it more as a disease.
Uh-huh.
They don't see it as like a
Really?
mental
I see,
health.
you see.
It's like, why would you be sad?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well, for me, I see it as in like a lot of our parents even since they're immigrants, you know,
Right.
and so they came from
They've gone through it.
yeah they've had quote unquote a harder life than we had, you know, and
Right.
they had to work so hard at this. So to them, it's like, why are you sad for? I feel like it's to them, it's like if we're blaming them almost, like they might feel that way, like subconsciously. because they feel like, oh, we worked so hard, but yet my son is sad,
Right.
and so they don't want to believe that. They don't want to. They don't want to see it as their own shortcoming.
I never thought about it that way.
They
actually.
shouldn't see it that way, and because I mean, that's how I would see it. Like, fuck, where'd I fuck up on? You know, that's how I would take it.
Right.
So that's how I see it too. And then like stuff like older generations, they fought in like World War II, Vietnam, and stuff like that. Right. And so a lot of them, well, I mean, a lot of the Vietnamese people were the ones that, like, not Vietnamese people, people that came from the Vietnam War.
Vietnam vets.
Were actually, the vets were actually one of the first people to talk about PTSD, depression, stuff like that. But like the World War II vets, they were too busy fixing like, oh, well, you know, there's no time to be sad. We gotta fight for America, you know, screw the Nazis, stuff like that. And so, you know, I feel like, I mean, it's just for them it wasn't like it wasn't a main topic because it wasn't. It was for them it was imminent danger of like, you know, the Soviet Union could blow us up. We could blow up the whole world.
Bullshit. And then I actually have something from Isak. Isak said, "Are you completely over depression, or is it something you think will kind of be there forever? And also, if you are much better now, what makes now much better than before?"
Oh, that's a good question. So for me, I feel like it'll always be there for me, just because that's how it is in all my life, like so far. But it's like for me, it comes and goes. But when I get into it, it's kind of bad. It's bad. Yeah, and
I think I'm on the same boat as you.
Yeah, so like I mean, right now I feel pretty at peace with myself. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty happy. I think it's because I found out that, you know, I can't let it bring me down, and that it's all in my head. I started to realize too, like, and sometimes I feel like I bottle everything up, and I've been getting very good about opening up and like saying things. Right. Cause like when I first hurt my leg in November, like the week after, I was so in pain from the crutches because my foot would cramp up, and I hated my situation. It just sucked. I fell down onto my bed and started crying. I'm like, why me? And I kept yelling, why me? And I was home alone, and it felt good. And so it was like, but I had bottled everything up to that point to where everything just broke down. Because it wasn't just my leg. It was like the last straw, you know, like it cut the string. And yeah. Like
I have exactly the same. Like I have those periods where like I'm fine, and then like it just comes and hits me. Like I don't remember if you remember, but I had a couple Wednesdays ago, a couple weeks ago, I had put in the chat like, hey, are you guys going to the soccer thing at Elsie?
Oh yeah,
it was like 8 p.m. around that time, and I was like, hey, are you guys going? And they were like,
oh, you didn't want to go for a bit,
and they were like, fuck off, and they were just they're talking shit,
joke,
right?
Yeah.
But I was like, hey guys, I don't really feel well. Can I go? Because for some reason I just like broke down. Yeah. Right here. I was just sitting there and I was like, I don't feel good. Yeah. And I need to go play soccer.
Yeah, like
right?
this will
and I don't think they saw that. That's why I had to say like, hey guys, I don't really feel good.
Yeah, because they know.
And so that's when they were telling me like, oh, just RSVP, let's go. And then when I went, I was just like that, like magic. It was like, I feel so much better now. So I think one of the main reasons it's so much better now is that I have more control.
Yeah, you start realizing you have support systems.
When you're in high school, you have no control.
Well, yeah, you're growing up and you're getting used to your body.
Yeah, you're getting used to everything around your life developing. And then when you're out and you have a job and you have maybe college, but it's not like school. It's not like high school.
Adulting, you know.
Yeah, you're an adult, so you have more control over what can make you happy and what you choose to make you sad. Yeah. Because right now I haven't had a period like that.
Yeah, I haven't had
since that a couple weeks ago. I haven't felt anything because I feel great.
Same.
And basically, yeah, I do think I'll have it for the majority of it.
I mean, hopefully we won't.
Yeah, hopefully we won't.
Hopefully we're wrong and we're just like, oh, we're cured now.
And if we do have it, I hope it's not as bad where maybe we just do something we love and then it'll go away. It'll naturally. A lot of times it'll naturally go away.
Yeah,
but you never know.
It's not. I mean, the human brain is weird, stuff like that. We've got a couple questions here, but since the first of three,
is it from the same person?
Yes, from my good friend Areli. She makes some music as well.
You can just run all three. So we'll answer the first one, then answer the second one.
They're kind of long.
Oh shit, are they really?
Well, I read you them earlier. But I mean, wait, do you have more questions on yours?
I have two more.
Well, why don't we do one and one each?
Okay. Go on.
So I was shouting her out. Her on Instagram is TEARLLY, Tearly. She also goes by the name Apple, which is pretty cool. So her first question was, what do you think of the media's portrayal of mental illness? That one's like rough. It's kind of hard to, because it's like,
I think I have two different opinions on that.
For me, I don't see it much in the media besides like unless someone kills himself. then they talk about it because it's a clickbait article, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because that's what all media is now, where they want attention, they want to grab your attention, so you
Right.
click on their link and they get paid
Right.
for it. And so for me, I feel like they don't talk about it enough. They talk about it only when something like a school shooting
Yeah,
happens
that's what
and
I
they
was about
start
to say.
mentioning it,
Yep.
or they try to blame other things.
I
instead
hate
of
I hate how it's brought up as if like as if people aren't depressed all the time.
Yeah.
And because somebody shot somebody, it's because they're depressed all of a sudden.
or video games caused it.
Video games cause depression.
Oh yeah, so World War II happened before video games.
Exactly.
What was
It's
that?
like it just makes no sense. Like, why isn't that we aren't bringing up depression?
Well, what were the cavemen playing that made it so violent?
I'll tell you what though, it's better now than it was
Oh, for sure.
20 years ago. Like,
Oh, of course.
there's campaigns all over the planet
Yeah,
about
of
it.
course.
But even then, like when the school shooting happens, it's always like oh, he's mentally ill. Mainly if they're white. We'll get into that another time. But if they're mentally ill, they're
They're not right in the head, guys.
if they're not right in the head, it's
They're
a bad apple in a and it's
And
like
yeah, and a good bunch or whatever.
it's like maybe he's just a fucking piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
why can't we?
Well, I mean, sometimes even if it is a depression thing,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you guys do?
A lot of us are depressed and we're not gonna fucking kill anybody.
Well, it's also like I said, like, what did they do to help him out?
Yeah.
They knew about it, but they didn't help him out.
I hate when I find out the stories about like, oh, we knew he was depressed or we knew he was gonna do something.
He's always been like that. Okay, what do you guys do to help?
Yeah, like come on now. Like there's
You guys
gotta
let him
be-
grab a gun and go off. He thought he was gonna kill himself. No, he could do whatever fucking crazy shit. Sad.
and then also I think that there's also been a breakthrough in terms of I think it's also a good thing that it's more monitored as like an issue.
So
like if you watch the Premier League, they have a campaign.
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't watched soccer in a while, so
every week they have the banner of the it's like a movement, not a movement, but it's a campaign, like I said.
yeah, basically.
So it has like a banner on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
But they at the first time they introduced it was like speeches from the captains and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I think on World Mental Health Day,
Yeah,
was that a thing?
I think so.
Where they had they didn't have a minute of silence, but they had like a
Couple of minutes.
They had like a clap or something,
Yeah, like
or
a
something like
standing
that.
ovation or whatever it is.
And I think it's a good step in the right direction, but I think we should stop labeling it as a negative thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like we should start comparing fucking serial killers to people who genuinely are depressed.
well, like I liked what I mean, I know a lot of people aren't fans of Kanye West, and like for good reason. Like I get it, like especially what he's done now is kind of
It's whatever.
bad. But for me, it's like where he was always one of the first people to start talking about like mental health and hip hop,
Right.
because it's such a thing where if even if you mention like stuff like a mental illness and like anything, it's like a taboo. Like you shouldn't talk about
Right.
it. And like he was always open. Like he found out he was bipolar, and that's why he had all those like random mood swings at times. You know, sometimes it made sense. And he would talk about, he's like, this is my superpower. Like he isn't letting it hold him back either.
Right.
Like he owned up to like, you know, this, I have this, but you know, it's okay.
It's my superpower. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's my superpower, you know? And that's what I also like too, that, which also kind of goes into the next question. Sorry, I think you were supposed to say one after, but it coincides with this. She also mentioned, asked, how do you think your generation is doing on raising mental health awareness? Which also went
We are doing one hell of a job raising mental awareness.
I think we are.
Because not a single one of us in our generation has ever said something about somebody like shooting somebody and we'll be like, oh, they must be mentally ill.
Yeah.
I think we see it as an actual thing that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's always it's backed in half.
Well,
but it's not
like a flu where you know what you have. It's different with everybody.
Yeah. And I feel like we are 100% doing the best of any generation.
Yeah.
Absolutely pushing.
You hear that, kids? We're goats.
to get some recognition for it, because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's been a real thing for not forever, but it's been a real thing
forever.
for ages.
Even dogs get depressed.
But it's now finally being brought into the conversation more often and not in a negative way.
Yeah, I like that.
So
that was good. Actually, I agree with you completely. So I have not seen this ad.
That's fine.
So
I actually have a question from my good friend Tin. That's his name, Tin. If you know, you know. If you don't, fuck off.
I don't know, so I'll fuck off. I guess. All right, bye. I guess I'm leaving. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he says, what's the one thing that helps when the seasonal depression hits? Like around finals, I got it pretty hard last semester, and I'm trying to avoid it.
Me too. Well, for seasonal depression, it's like, it sucks because you kind of know it's coming sometimes.
Yeah.
And like for me, my worst parts are always in November. Strangely.
November. Why?
Well, let's let's see, let's count. So that remember the thing I told you about the girl earlier?
Yeah.
That happened in November. My whole
Okay.
family thing that happened in November.
Okay.
My uncle had like face cancer in November. He's over it now, thankfully. I love that guy.
That's good. That's good. God bless.
Let's see. I tore my ACL and meniscus last November 1st actually. I was telling myself I'm gonna have a good November.
November's
Nope.
cursed.
As soon as it
November's
happened,
cursed.
it is, bro. It sucks, and
Just
people
cancel November on Braulio's
yeah,
calendar.
that's why I hate Thanksgiving. I'm like, I love Thanksgiving. It's in November. I hate it. No, but and then
Just count it as Christmas.
dude, I love Christmas. Christmas is like my favorite. You wake up and it's just so full of food. Anyways, no, but yeah, so I know right away November's gonna be bad for me.
Right.
And so what I tend to do is like I said, like this year I said, you know what, I'm gonna make November enjoyable because even though I know it's coming,
Right.
I need to find a way to where, fuck, I just lost my train of thought. But I need to find a way, way to make it not as bad
Right.
for myself because I know it's coming.
I think you've just been pretty unlucky, honestly, in terms of November.
I think so.
But you've made it a train in your head to.
Yeah, like I started telling
November is
myself,
going to
like,
be a tough time.
Yeah, tough time. And you know, I mean, thankfully this time I didn't work Black Friday or Thanksgiving, so that was a plus.
That's always great.
I saw that as a plus. I'm like, hell yeah, tore my ACL, but at least I'm gonna work Black Friday. So I mean, just with season, like I know finals come over, but I think a lot of thing has to do with anxiety too. So, like you start like, oh, finals are coming.
Right.
I'm a stress eater. I started to eat and snack around once I get stressed. But what I would do is I would write things down. I feel like writing stuff down or like just getting it out and saying things helps you at least just a little bit and calming down. So like if he's stressed about finals and stuff like that, what I would do is I would write, you know, it's okay. I've been in class for a while. Like I understand the topics. You know, like I shouldn't worry, and just kind of reassure yourself. But like we were saying earlier too, that you could do a hobby.
So one thing I would recommend. So in the term of finals. So in that context, I recommend like not using like notes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like use notes and like dive into their shit. Yeah. And they just try to read the notes and like try to memorize it. I recommend like using audio and recording yourself because you start picking stuff up naturally.
Or like Quizlet because it's a game.
So quizzes like that. Yesterday, so I had my speech today. Yeah. I kid you not, I started working on it yesterday. Damn. 5 p.m. I started working on it, and I probably had the best speech of the day. Damn. I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I probably did.
I'm gonna toot your horn. Good job.
Go on then. But because
that sounds kind of wrong.
I recorded myself.
I'm gonna toot your horn.
I recorded myself. I recorded myself like 10 times last night practicing the speech, and at one point it just became natural.
You just started saying it.
Today I woke up, I practiced it again, and I hit right at 3.5 minutes. It's supposed to be between 3 and 4. Boom. So I did my speech in the morning, and I was like, okay, I got this. Anxiety went away after the whole, cross your mid, whatever it's called. Midpoint, yeah. And up, done. I killed the speech.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I recommend that for people who, so if it's like a test final, try not to use like note cards and
if it helps you.
If it helps you, yes. But if it doesn't, try using audio. Add audio and your own voice. Yeah. Or you're going to remember your own voice. And then outside of like finals, so outside of testing, I always think about the fact that, like, if you have something that's gonna happen soon that you're scared of or you're having anxiety over, try to think of the fact that in 20 minutes, in an hour, it's probably done. It's done.
Yeah, like
that's what I think about in my speech too, because like in 4 minutes, I don't have to do any more speeches, and for the next 5 classes, I get to just hear speeches.
That's what I always try to do my projects first. Or
I went number 1.
Yeah, that's why I always try to do that, because you set the bar too. So and they can't say you suck or you're good. Exactly. I mean, obviously, if it sucks hella bad. Exactly. But like for my surgery, I was hella anxious, and I was. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'll just stay in the wheelchair for the rest of my life. Like like you said, I started calling myself to start reading up on it. I'm like, you won't feel it, blah blah. I started asking questions too, because like, I'm like, hey, am I gonna be like knocked out the whole time? Like, oh yeah, totally, dude. like I'm telling you, that day I was so calm. It was weird because like before the prior week, I was like freaking out, and I was thinking, I'm like, oh, what if I die in the middle of the surgery or whatever, in the middle of my sleep? And a pussy. No, like deadass, he's just like, hey, all right, what's your name? I'm like, oh, for sure. I said my name, like, hey. And the next few seconds, I wake up and I was like, come on, we're done. I'm like, what the fuck? I was in the bed just waking up.
Did you pass out?
They made us knock. Yeah, they
long?
put the anesthesia. They knocked me out.
How long was your surgery?
Let's see. I went to surgery around like 10. I got out at like 11,
That's
11:30.
That's quick.
It's pretty quick. It's fast. I'm surprised how fast. And I tell you, it was like 4
Well, it's
cuts.
because it's the most common injury.
Yeah,
I'm
I
assuming.
mean, before it used to be a death sentence for athletes where they couldn't go back. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Well, it still kind of is. So
No, I
when
mean-
you go back, so
yeah,
I don't know if
you
you've
won't
ever
perform
seen
as good
when you go. It takes you can, but it takes a long time.
because
So
it's mostly confidence. So at that point,
especially if you're a Premier League footballer. So if you
Mhm.
get injured and you're out, because what are you out? How long are you out for?
well,
Until
most
you
of the
can
ti-
even
most-
like run.
until I can run.
Isn't it like 8
I
months?
don't know.
Or jog. At
Well,
least?
they don't want me to do like. I think it's earlier than that, but they don't want me to play like contact sports where you cut a lot.
Exactly. They want. Well, they're gonna start having you like on an elliptical.
Yeah.
Or an elliptical, or on the little leg
bike.
press, but with no weight, just
Yeah.
like slowly doing it.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's like they get paid to do that for 6 months, and so it's faster for them. I get
no, but I
don't
mean
get
like
paid. I
with
pay for
ACL,
it.
no, with ACL injuries,
Uh-huh.
you come back right,
And not confident
once
either.
you're back, once you're able to actually make a sprint,
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta
scared.
you're actually did you know that you lose your initial speed that you once had?
Really?
So Hector Bellerin right now plays
Yeah.
for Arsenal.
Oh, yeah, I recognize
2 years ago, he was probably the fastest right back in the league.
Mhm.
Right? He hurt his ACL,
Uh-huh.
and ever since coming back, he doesn't even look fast.
Oh,
Like the
damn.
technical ability's there,
Yeah.
but he's not fast. You literally have to relearn
how to walk too.
how to be as fast as he once was,
Yeah.
because your body has to learn it again, and then you
Yeah,
lose
I
all the
forgot how to
you lose
walk.
hella muscle.
Dude, my muscle's gone.
Yeah, you lose all the muscle,
That's bad.
and it's fucking depressing. It probably is really
Dude,
depressing.
it's hell depressing. I look at my
Yeah.
leg. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you'll
all
go
gooey.
to I think you're gonna end up going through a small little stage where you're like, fuck it, like you're gonna feel a little bit worse, and like
I already do.
a month or two, because it'll drag out.
Yeah, for sure.
But it happens.
It's all part of the recovery, though.
Do you have another question?
Yeah, one last question. It's again from Areli. She asked, could education systems do more to help the affected student body and what? And like
100%.
yeah.
There should be 100% a class,
like a GE almost.
literally a GE, a
Like a
required,
required
like there's, you know how there's math, English, all that stuff. There needs to be one about mental health.
Uh-huh.
The same way there should be one about like money saving and all that stuff. There should be classes about. I
well-
think there should be classes about that.
Well, for me,
Taxes.
well, no.
Come
you,
on.
you want to hear my opinion
Go
on it?
Go on.
So I always ask people because people are just like, oh, well, we should have tax class in high school or whatever.
Yeah.
I always say, okay, you took Spanish, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you remember how to write and speak Spanish? Like, no. I'm like, then you probably wouldn't have paid attention to the tax class.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so I feel like it's a waste of resources.
What about as an elective?
Yeah, well, totally. Yeah, I think if you actually, because in electives you choose to do
Exactly.
it, and so yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be required of you, like for a tax class. For mental health, I feel like it should be
I think mental health should be required
required.
because it's so common in so many students.
I feel like I think my school's doing pretty good with it. We have like the dogs and stuff like that. Like that you can talk to the counselor and stuff like that with the
Right,
dog near
right.
you, so you feel safe. And my school tends to be pretty good at like nailing it down. Like, you know, we have these services. Cause I always hear on Twitter like people say, like, "Oh, our services suck" and stuff like that. And I feel like California tends to be a little better than other places.
Oh, if you go to Kansas,
Kansas, are
go
probably
to
kill
Alabama,
yourself.
go to Alabama and go to school there, and I'll tell you like the
Just kill
difference.
yourself, bro.
Just kill yourself, bro. You're not
Well,
gonna need it. You're not gonna need it.
Well, what you can do is
But I think the first step
Yeah.
is making those classes optional, and I
Yeah.
think there's probably some schools that have it, but
Probably.
there needs to be like in all public schools, like there needs to be optional like tax preparation classes, mental health classes,
well, I mean, just home econ.
better
in
sex
general.
education for sure,
Jeez, yes.
for sure.
Anyone
You know,
against it
do
is
you-
stupid because they're just like, oh, we'll teach people how to have sex. I'm like,
Personally,
exactly.
Yeah, personally, I
Plus
think in
pregnancy.
California they should be required Spanish, but that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, the
Because a
border
lot of
crossed
people,
us,
you're gonna
bro.
learning Spanish in California is like, it's a
Game
gift.
changer.
It's a gift. Yeah, it's a game changer for anywhere.
Yeah.
But
You speak
yeah.
Spanish, of course. Yes.
I 100% think school should do more.
Oh, of course.
And then
Especially with how much we pay.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm paying. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
So
I'm
my
paying for-
very last question
Yeah.
is actually from my friend Carla, and she says, "Why is it so hard to overcome depression?"
That's a good question. I feel like depression kind of blinds you to seeing the actual world as the way it is sometimes.
Right.
So the only thing you see is that you're sad and you're sad and you're sad, and your brain, because it's all in your brain, you know. It's a brain thing, because
Right.
brains are so weird. We're not perfect. We're not robots.
Right.
Because if we were robots, we would just be like deleting, depression,
Right, like
99%
like
error.
move to trash, move
yeah,
file.
move the trash.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to remove depression? Fuck yes.
I think you're spot on. I think
Uh.
it's one of those things that's like it's hard to overcome because it's in the back of your
It's
mind.
ingrained, yeah.
You can't remove things from your brain. It's not, like you said, you can't just move to trash. You can't move file. You can't
Watch the
ej-
future
you
have that
can't
shit, dude.
eject.
Like Google's gonna have
You
like
can-
Google chips in your brain. Would you like to delete depression? Fuck
you
yes.
cannot eject. You cannot eject depression and then recover it after 30 days.
It's
You
like-
can't do that.
It's like, hey, you deleted your depression. Would you like to delete your memories of depression?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. All right, backup.
It's because I think it's because those memories are always going to be there,
Yeah.
and your instinct is always to like,
You think back on it.
You think back on it a lot.
And you start
even,
realizing.
even
yeah.
if you're healed, you're
Yeah.
still gonna you're gonna think back on it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
it
that's
changed you, you know.
I personally think that's why it's so hard because we're not motherboards. We're
Yeah.
not chips.
We're not HAL 2001.
We are brains that we have all
We're
that
human.
storage.
We're
We're
imperfect.
humans.
That's
exactly.
beautiful though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
are
That's what's
imperfect, but perfect imperfection.
beautiful. I feel like for me, the imperfections is what's beautiful. You know, like
Mhm.
it'd be boring if everything was perfect.
Yeah.
There's no problems. The fuck would I do all day? Like,
Yeah.
you ever watch The Good Place?
I probably wouldn't have a podcast if I didn't ever have problems.
Well,
So.
like, you ever
What were you
watch
saying?
The Good Place
No.
on NBC? So
No.
it's a new show. So it's not new. It just ended, but they had 4 seasons, and like the whole topic of the show is like, is that the good place is like heaven, basically,
Okay.
right? And so there's a bad place. So it turns out like in the beginning they're in the bad place. Oh, I just spoiled the fucking show.
It's fine.
Okay, but well, for anyone who wanted to watch it.
They're fine.
So at the end of the season, at the
Imagine
end of the
they're on
series-
they're on the last
yeah.
episode.
Well, the last episode, it's a tearjerker, honestly. But in the last episode, so the good place is so perfect that everyone's just brain dead.
Mm.
Like everyone in heaven is brain dead because they've done everything and they're bored because everything's so perfect.
Yeah.
And so what what he said is that the bad stuff and like the problems is what makes things so beautiful. You know that everything's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of this show, they create like this portal where you would just cease to exist. And so like when your time is done, when you know you're set, and you would just cease to exist. And like, cause like when they first came in, they're like, why is this is heaven? Like,
Right.
why isn't everybody like having a good time?
Right.
Well, they did everything they wanted to do, and
Right.
yeah. And so, like I said, if it was like that on Earth, that would suck ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I don't like having problems, but it's fun solving them for sure.
Right.
You know.
It makes your life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our first ever, or my first ever podcast. I know you've done a lot of them.
Yeah. Mine are trash though.
Shut up. Hey, don't you have an Anchor account?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what's your account name?
Hold on. Let me talk while I check
Okay.
because I'm stupid.
Well, that was our first ever, or my first ever podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope everybody who asked, who gave me your question, I hope we answered them to the best of our ability. And I hope,
If you have more questions, feel free to ask.
yeah, don't, even if I've already posted it, you can always ask me. Like I said, my Twitter is Johnny2Martinez. My Instagram, you actually put my Instagram on your story. It was Johnny Martinez, huh?
Yeah, with a little
23.
underscore.
Wasn't it
at
like
the end,
underscore
I think.
23? So Johnny Martinez
No, I
underscore
think it's just
23.
underscore at the end.
Okay. Well, one of those.
Yeah,
It's on his
whatever
story.
it is.
But yeah, he's on Instagram at Braulio Olivares Lopez, just
Yep.
exactly the way it sounds. I'm on Twitter at Johnny2Martinez. I'm just waiting for
Oh, is it my URL or is it the actual name of the podcast?
the name of the podcast.
Braulio on music.
So if
even
you want to
though
go
I
on,
talk about this
if you want to go on Anchor and check out Braulio's pods it's called Braulio on Music.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, that'll be it. And sooner or later, next week, I believe, Monday or Tuesday,
Mhm.
I will release my first football potty. So we're going to be talking about the football games from the weekend, including Arsenal Newcastle.
Yeah, we're not talking about NFL here, baby. We're talking about
we're talking about real football.
we're
Come
talking
on,
about
now,
the real football.
Come
no
on, you
hand
wankers! If you thought I was
Come on
talking about the other one, fuck off.
Come on now.
We're going to cover Lazio Inter. It's going to be a big game, but mainly Premier League football and
love it.
anything else that happens around the world. And we'll see you next time.
Internacional.